We are discussing the Indian Navy's conventional submarine arm. Indian Navy at the moment has 16 conventional submarines. The number has been reached after one of the submarines, INS Sindhughosh, was decommissioned on last Friday. Now with the 16 submarines, the numerical strength of the submarine fleet, the conventional submarine fleet, is down to what it was in the late 1990s. And dangerously, or rather uniquely for India, the number of submarines at the moment which possess latest technology are no more than 6. India operates 3 types or 3 classes of conventional submarines. To explain, a conventional submarine runs on a mix of diesel-electric power. The diesel engine is used to power the electric batteries on board the submarine when it goes underwater. Now, to explain the 3 classes, India has 6 submarines of the Sindhughosh-class, which are of Russian parentage. India has 4 submarines of HGW, with the German parentage. India has 6 more submarines called the Scorpene-class or called the Calvary-class in India. These are made by in collaboration in India by the naval group of France. Now, the unique part for India at the moment is in the 1990s, we had a similar strength of conventional submarines, but at least 14 of those submarines were latest technology of that era, which included the 10 Russian submarines and the 4 German submarines. Cutting to today, we are holding 16 submarines, of which 6 are, as I told you, of latest technology. The rest 10 are between 25 years and 40 years vintage. The naval analysts also believe that at the moment, the next decade starting from now is what would be the lost decade of submarine making in India. The last of the Calvary class, the Scorpene class, was made by Mazagon docks and commissioned in the Indian Navy in January this year. That is January 2025. We have no ongoing program of making submarines at the moment, and a program with the German TKMS company is going to come up anytime now in 2026 for making 6 submarines with a new technology called the Air Independent Propulsion, or the AIP. The AIP allows a submarine to remain submerged for a longer period of time. To tell our listeners and viewers, also the difference between 1990s and now is that India possesses 2 what are called SSBNs, nuclear-powered ballistic-missile carrying submarines, the INS Arihant and also the INS Arighat. Now coming back to the conventional submarines, India's conventional submarine making program has gone behind by several years. In 1999, the Cabinet Committee on Security had cleared a 24 submarine program by 2030. With just 4 years to go for 2030, it doesn't seem the number of submarines will rise. Rather, we will in a very precarious state with some of the older submarines of the Sindhughosh-class, the Russians and the HW German submarines will have to be phased out naturally. Even if the program with the TKMS and MDL, which are making the new 6 submarines with the AIP plug, will only start coming in, if we start working today, will start coming in 8 to 9, 10 years. Making a submarine is a very complex system. Even if an operational submarine making line is on, it takes 6 to 8 years to make a submarine. When we start from scratch, as the TKMS and MDL would, it is estimated it will take around 8 to 9 years for the first submarine to come in. By that time, it will be 2034. So the lost decade will be from 2025 to 2034, or we induct some other submarine from somewhere. Yes, there is a talk of getting a Russian origin nuclear submarine also, and also the number of nuclear powered submarines our own SSB and the Arihant class is going to rise. In the meanwhile, China has added almost 70 submarines, which include 12 of the nuclear powered submarines. Pakistan is adding some more. It's getting 8 submarines from China called the Hangor class, and those will have an AIP plug. The same technology which India is getting from TKMS. For now, the submarine program for making submarines in India is literally floundering. There is a wake-up call. People have been talking of lack of fighter jets. The submarine is one of the most potent arms of any war-fighting military, because the submarine remains undetected under waters. And also, India, with its vast coastline, needs to be protecting the sea lanes of communication which emerge out of the Straits of Malacca and also the Straits of Hormuz to our west. These submarines also are needed for mapping the seabed and also keeping the enemy guessing what is coming next. We have been discussing submarines. We will bring you more updates on this. With me is Tribune photographer Manas Ranjan Bhui. Thank you for watching and listening to us.